The way it happened, it was crazy. I slept, I had a dream, and he was going out with his friends and he had an accident. But I did not tell him about the dream. And his friends were in Ghana and he was going to go see them. And he had already been there during the day. And he came back in the evening and he was getting ready to leave again. But he hadn't told me that, okay, I'm going to leave and go hang out with my friends and all that. And his friends were like shooting a music video in a club somewhere in Osu. And I was at Butche. So from Butche to Osu, he was leaving at 1 a.m. in the morning to go to the club to go and shoot a video. So I wake up, I was asleep. I wake up and I see this person dressed and getting ready to leave the house. I'm like, what's up? Where are you going? Like, it's late. And then I remember the dream and he's wearing the same thing from my dream. So I'm like, oh, hell no. Christ. I'm not going to do that. So he was pressing his phone and I snatched the phone from him because I was trying to talk to him and he wasn't giving me that attention. So I snatched the phone. He grabbed the phone from me and then he smacked me on the ass. And you know when your partner smacks you on the ass, we have the fun part, but this one wasn't fun. Yeah. And so I started crying. And I'm like, fuck this. So I walked away, went to my room, and I'm like, you don't have to go. I'm like, you don't need to go. I don't think you should go. It's like, oh, come, boy. You get it? I'm like, I don't think you should go. And at that point, I was already crying. Yeah. So he's like, fuck that. I'm finna go. I'm finna go see my friends. They're shooting a music video. I need to be there, blah, 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 all that stuff. And he was trying to open the door. So I knelt down. I held his leg, held his trousers. I'm like, please, don't go. Oh, my God. The concerned wifey. I'm like, please don't go. Because, see, growing up, I used to have premonitions a lot. And most of the time not everybody believes in these things. But when you dream and it happens over and over again, you need to be very, very conscious about that. Yeah. So that happened. And I was on my knees begging my husband not to go out at 1 a.m. in the morning to the nightclub with his friends who had just arrived in the country. They're shooting a music video. I mean, if something happens to you on your way there, I will be held responsible because I'm your wife. I'm the one that your family abroad knows you're with. Yeah. I mean, they don't know you're going to the club with your friends at 1 a.m. So it was that point, I was irritating him. The fact that he wanted to go somewhere and I was preventing him from going and time was whiling away. His friends kept texting and asking, hey, where are you? All that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And that was what happened. I got kicked in my tummy. I got choked on the that same day? That evening, like that morning at 1 a.m. And I was screaming and my neighbors could hear me. And he did not care about that. I got kicked in my tummy like twice. I was being choked on the floor, like, get off me, bitch. That kind of thing. And eventually my head hit the tiles. It was like, bam. So I just left him. And I know he heard that, but he didn't check on me to see if I was okay. No he just sense of security. He just walked out. And I called his mom immediately. I just got up from the floor, went to the room, called his mom. On video call, I was crying. And I was shaking and I just narrated everything to the mother. She was like, I'm so sorry. So sorry you had to deal with that. And she told me to divorce him. Wow. That's a good mother. His mom said that. And I was still crying. I even called my friend and I told my friend about it. I'm like, girl, I think I've gotten to my breaking point. If you touch me, I think that's it. So I told my friend I'm going to leave the marriage eventually. But I need to get my shit together first. Yeah. So he walked out. I don't know where he went, but he was outside for a while. He started texting me. I didn't respond. And his mom and I were talking. She hung up to go talk to him. Yeah. So eventually he came back inside. I think that was around like 4 a.m.-ish. When he came back, I had taken my bath and then I went to lay down on the bed. So in the morning, I had like brushed it off a little bit, even though I was still reeling from it. I'd brushed it off a little bit and we were on the bed and he was just scrolling through the videos his friends were sending him. So I could see, I was like right next to him. And he tilted the phone to show me like, this is what I prevented him from going to see. He didn't ask me how I'm feeling. He didn't ask me if I was hurt. He didn't ask me anything about what just happened. Wow. And he's rather showing me a video of what was happening at the club that I prevented him from going to do. So I was like, is this what was more important to you.
Yeah.
Guess what he did next?
What did he do?
My ex-husband uses a 12 Pro Max. He grabbed his phone. My closet was like right in front of us. And he threw the phone at the wall and smashed it into pieces. Yeah, because he was irritated that I said, was this more important than staying at home?
Just because of that statement?
Yes. The phone broke. I had to give him my phone, which is this phone now. I had to give him my phone. And I had 2 phones then. I had to give him my phone.
On top.
I had
to love it. Why?
I had to give him my phone. He put his SIM card in it. I logged out my iCloud, all that stuff. I was using the 13 Pro Max and an 8 Plus. So he was using the 8 Plus. And then I went to fix the broken phone for him. That same day.
With your money.
With your money.
Look at us.
Money that he will reimburse me for later. He'll send it back to me later. There was like a whole dynamic thing that was going on.
Did he say that to you?
Yeah, he did. He eventually sent the money back to me anyway.
Okay.
And I fixed the phone for him, and I didn't get a sorry. So now he doesn't even accept the fact that he hit me. Like, whenever I say, you hit me that day, he's like, I didn't hit you. Like, he hasn't acknowledged it. He hasn't accepted it. He hasn't apologized for it. I'm like, all right. And there's so many things that he did that he's never apologized for. Usually, I'll just... I don't like conflict. I don't like tension. I don't like drama.
Yeah.
So usually I'd be the one to just turn around and be like, you know what? It's too tense around here.
Yeah.
The energy in the house is not cool. So I'd go back and apologize, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry for what I said. I shouldn't have said this. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And then we come back together.
It means that you are always the matured one.
I feel like she's sweet. She wants like her home to be like calm, sweet, and like no tension. Like let's be at ease at home, relax, and all of that. And one thing I wanted to ask you: did you think you would have reacted like holding his shirt and all that if you have not had that dream, like prevented him from going out that day?
Honestly, most of the time he goes. See, if you were already out and you hadn't come back home by 1 a.m., that's different.
Yeah.
Because when he goes out, I don't even text and be like, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? No, when he's leaving the house, I'm like, take care of yourself. Call me if anything. That's it. Those 2 things.
That means
And
because
I love
of the
you.
dream.
That's it. No, on a regular day when he's stepping out, that's all I say. Take care of yourself. Call me if anything. I love you. Have fun. That kind of thing. And sometimes when he's out, I'll call him. Are you having fun? He'd be like, yeah, I'm having fun, blah, 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 noise and all that stuff. And then that's it. I will not call you and ask you, who are you with? What are you guys doing? I don't have time for that. Like, I could occupy myself with something else, you know? I could watch a movie. I could read a book. I could work on my business, any of those things. So I'm not concerned about what you're doing. I know you're an adult and you can like take good care of yourself. But me having that dream, seeing you smash your head on the dashboard and telling myself, no, this is somebody I care about. Whether or not that dream is true. You can go out at any time. You're like, I don't give a fuck. You get it? You can even leave the house at 4 a.m. As long as I know you will take care of yourself, I am good.
Yeah.
You get it? I'm content with myself. I can be in my room for 3 days without anybody even knowing I'm there.
Okay.
So irrespective of the dream, if it was another day and he wanted to go out with his friends, you could have easily said, oh babe, my friends and I are gonna go to the club at 1 a.m. That's it.
Did he hit
tell
you
me.
prior
He didn't
to
tell
that?
No. I found out when I woke up from my sleep. There are times where I'd wake up from my sleep and he's not at home.
Communication. Ghanaian men communicate.
See, he's American.
He's not a Ghanaian.
Oh, he's like, sorry, yeah.
Apologize to Ghanaian.
But I feel like men in general don't like telling you
Apologize
about
to
their
the Ghanaian
move.
men.
Apologize to the
No,
Ghanaian
in
men.
general, men themselves don't like communicating. They
Yes.
they don't like telling you about their moves.
Yes,
they feel
but-
like they don't want you in their business.
That is if we are dating. Once we are married, that shit is out the door. Because if I am leaving the house, I am supposed to tell you where I'm going, right? We're responsible for each other. If anything happens to you outside while you are married, the first person to look out for is your husband.
Yeah.
Why?
Or the first person to look for is your wife. Or your kids. That's if you have children. So it is necessary for you to let me know that, hey, babe, I'm going to step out of the house at this time. Or I have to go meet my friends. There are times that I've woken up from bed around like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. He's not at home.
Wow.
And then I call. And this is a foreigner who's living with me. You barely know anywhere in Accra. So I pick up the phone and I call you. I'm like, hello, where are you?
With
I'm
a calm
at
voice.
Kepiski Hotel. Like, what are you doing there? oh, my friend is here. What friend?
When did
Oh,
you
my
get a
sister.
friend?
I'm like,
Like his friends came
that
down.
day I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you don't see to tell me anything before you leave the house. If anything happens and then I get like a text on my phone, how am I supposed to react to that? You get it? But I was concerned about his well-being, and I think I was too concerned about his well-being. And sometimes it might come off as controlling. Yeah, somebody might feel like I am being too controlling because I care about where you're going, what time you're going, and all that. But you're a foreigner living with me.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you live with me. So, in as much as you're my partner, I'm still responsible for anything that happens to you while you're here. You get it? It's not like you're a permanent resident, and then we can say, okay, if anything, you can sort yourself out, or your friends can sort. And your friends weren't even Ghanaians as well. So if anything happened, I mean, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but if anything happened, they would have to call me, right?
For sure.
And so when that happened, and I spoke with my friend, I'm like, Charlie, I'm out of this, bitch. I'm done. So 2022, the things, the emotions started fading.
Yeah.
Something happened at the beginning of 2022. Yeah. And my partner spent 3 days with his side chick, and I did not hear anything from him. He was back in the US by then. So it was 31st night. I was on a video call
Like,
with
wait,
him.
last year, 31st,
No,
into this
22nd.
year?
No,
Oh, okay.
2022.
Okay.
So say 2021 entering 2022.
Okay.
Was on a video call with him. I was going to church, and my being in a long distance relationship, I am always on a video call.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
I'm always on audio. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always telling you where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I used to live alone. I still live alone. And so I was always updating him on what I was doing in that moment. Like, hey, I'm going to go braid my hair. Hey, I'm going to go take my bath. All the stuff, all the damn time. So I was going to church, and then I texted him. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go pray. It's that first night. My church is having like all night service and all that. You want a video call till I entered the auditorium. And even in the auditorium, I was still on the call. We're praying. I'm like, hey, I turned the camera around so he would see where I'm at, so that he would feel secure.
Yeah.
So he knows I'm not doing like shady ass stuff around here. And I am in church praying my ass off on my knees,
For both of you.
saying that, okay, I pray his business does well. I pray that Charlie.
And what was he doing behind your
Feel
back?
your pain.
Breathe.
We'll be like, can I know my offense?
So, 1st January, we come back home from church, all that stuff. I take my bath, all that, and I text him, hey, I'm back home. And he told me he and his boys and his people are going to pray as well and do some
On the
donations.
first.
It was like 31st entering into
First.
first.
Yeah.
And he's not a Christian. So that's also a whole different ball game. Something we'll tackle another time.
Wow.
And
What is he?
they were doing divination, right? So they had to give them like a forecast for the coming year. So he was doing that before I went to church. I'm like, all right. So I know where he's at. I know what he's doing. He was at home, we did the video call. And then I get back home. It's morning. And I text, no response. 1st January, no response. And then I'm like, I get anxious when I text him and I don't hear from him because I'm like, where could he be? I texted his mom. She doesn't know where he is. And so the second day, I texted some of his friends. They didn't know where he was either. And I'm like, what the fuck? So now I start panicking. I start feeling very bad.
Because
To the degree where I felt like I did something. That's why he doesn't want to talk to me. Because the messages start ticking. I'm not seeing any response.
Oh, so
My-
that takes.
So it means that he reads them and don't respond.
Oh. The messages are going through. My voice notes are going through. I felt like maybe I did something. Maybe I said something the
Yeah.
previous night or something. But I was just being ghosted. Ask me where he was.
Where was he?
He was in his side chick's house.
That is why he was ignoring you.
Then it
The whole
means that
time.
it means that it's not a side chick. They actually have something going on.
Right.
So he couldn't pick up her calls.
And
No, at least if you like, you know how she is, right? You panic.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are reading my messages.
Respond.
I just say
Say
something.
something.
I'm
Say,
safe.
okay.
Just say
Say
I'm safe.
something.
That's it. Just tell me you're safe. I don't have to pry. I don't have to ask you where you are, what you're doing. Just tell me you're safe. That's it.
So if you can go back in time, what would you have done differently before
I
the
would
whole
have
beginning
removed my chalewote, my slippers, and run.
Run for your life.
I would run. I wouldn't say I was a perfect wife. I mean, my mouth is kate. No, it's not even about
You ask questions
if
a
you
lot.
irritate me. Oh my God, I am so sarcastic. Like the sarcasm. You know, sarcasm can be irritating sometimes. I know that about myself.
Okay.
So that was something that I used to do a lot. And when it comes to chores around the house, God, I'm always tired. I do everything by myself. I am cleaning, I am cooking. Like, I'll stand on my feet for hours and cook.
You know?
Feed you. After that, I have to come and take the dishes and go and do them. And when I'm done and I put the leftovers in the fridge and say, okay, maybe let me sleep. When I wake up, I'll eat. By the time I wake up, it's gone. And now I have to go inside the kitchen and cook again. And when I cook again, I can't say I won't give you. So we'll have to do it. And I have to go to the market alone.
You know?
See.
When you said that, and it took me back to when you said he needed the lady at his house, someone to cook and clean
for him.
Please, in your next relationships, if he can't cook,
Run.
because I feel like cooking is
what
a
about
big life
helping?
skill.
I feel like if
I
you
feel
can't cook,
helping.
at least
Help
Do you get
around.
it?
help. Yeah.
Because if I have to go to the market, come back, stock up, cook, then serve you, you eat, then I'll go and do dishes again. Sometimes I don't even do the dishes because I'm so tired. My feet is hurting. I leave it there. That's one thing that I was sloppy about for some time, and he'd complain about it. You didn't do the dishes. I don't like seeing this on the decks. I don't like seeing that. I'm like, maybe if you helped,
You know? Okay, so wait, take me into the part that you guys were having sex.
Who said we were having sex?
Oh,
Who
so,
said-
okay,
where?
okay. So I want to hear
Where
about
did
the
you get that
sexual.
gist from?
Wait, I want to hear about the sexual part of the relationship. Take me into that part. Take me
The
into the
sexual part.
sexual part of the relationship.
I mean, sex was good. I mean, it was good. I won't
Is
lie
it
about
like
that.
good?
I'll give him his A's. He was good. Yeah.
We love
yeah.
a good man.
You see your face. Have you seen your face? Anyway, yes. So there was that. I never had sex on social media. Please, I beg you,
So-
people. The reason why I cleaned that tattoo off my yes. So after the whole, I need some space. I think we need some space. Because when he left my place January 26th, he was like, he needed some space. He has to go and live in his friend's apartment so that this is the reason why we are no longer together. Yeah. So he told me this year that he doesn't feel loved. He doesn't feel appreciated. He doesn't feel respected. Sis,
After all you did
and
endured.
I had gotten to I was done with fashion class. I was done with fashion class. I am taking charge of my life now. This was as at December 2023, last year. I had taken charge of my life. I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. I played the violin as well. So I was juggling violin class.
Wow.
I was juggling violin class and fashion school at the same time.
Oh, you got
And
tired.
then the crazy thing, I will close from fashion class, go to A&C Mall, go and buy him his favorite burger and snacks, even though I'm pissed at him, and come back home and give that to him and he would eat before I go and sleep. And other days where I don't go and buy snacks and it's like I get home like 9 p.m., 10 p.m.-ish and he's hungry, even though I cook before leaving. I'll go and stand in the kitchen at 10 p.m., cook banku and okoro soup for him to eat
Wait, what?
before I will shower and go and sleep. And then you come and tell me he wants to have sex. When I know you snuck out of the house while I was in class. It got to a point where I had, you know, that you need to be sexually attracted to someone.
Yeah.
You want to have sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know your partner is stepping out or you don't really feel the urge to have sexual intimacy with them.
Yeah.
And aside that, if I'm too exhausted and I have things to do the next day, I don't think I want to have sex.
Yeah.
Right? But then in the society that I find myself in the place that I grew up in, sex in marriage is like a requirement. whether you are tired or not,
you have to.
It is your obligation as a wife to give your
Given.
husband sex. Please, me, I don't do that in my house. If I'm tired, I'm tired. And we can reschedule. Go to a point we even needed a timetable. 'Cause
Wow.
I'm
Okay,
like,
Tell us about that.
we even needed a timetable. Like, oh, we can have sex tomorrow. We can have sex today. And when a man is not
Sex
focused,
timetable.
Mm-hmm.
when a man
Hey,
is
guys,
not
do you
focused
have-
on his goals, he always wants to have sex. That's just standard. If a man is not focused on his goals, he's always using sex to compensate for the time, for that time.
My God.
And so yes, the sex was good, but then
So-
eventually I just didn't want it anymore.
Did you guys ever have a threesome?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
We did have a
Because
threesome.
earlier in the conversation, you
Did
were
mention.
talking about his sex tape being released. He sounded like most of his videos coming out means he's very like a sexual person.
He's sexually active.
So like his sex tape being released to you and all of that, I really want to know. So you guys did a threesome together.
yeah, we did.
Was it with like any of his ex or a girl
No,
in Ghana?
no, it was somebody in Ghana. It was somebody from Ghana. I brought the girl.
Wow.
Oh, so wait, you get to choose the girl?
I brought the girl. It was something very spontaneous in the middle of the night, and it just happened. That kind of thing. And yeah, eventually that happened. So that's that.
So if you feel like you can't give him like the sex, like when you say like you are tired and you can't give it to him, don't you feel like you are making him feel like I can go out
and-
there?
Go ahead. Now you're already going. Go ahead. Like you get. I don't need to give him permission to go and cheat. He's gonna do that on his own anyway. So if you can't give me grace for having like a really stressful day, and you want to have sex on top of that, and I know you're already cheating on me, and I'm doing HIV tests during that same period, I wouldn't want you to sleep with me because already you are disgusting me. Like me seeing you standing there alone, I'm irritated. So I wouldn't want you to lay on top of me. Like I won't be smiling and be doing anything. You get it?
Yeah.
I need to preserve that. And you know, when you have sex with somebody, you have soul ties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those things linger. So I don't know who you're fucking. I don't know what they have. I don't know what's
What they
in
carry.
their life. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So I don't want that. So last year I just stopped having sex with him entirely. Somewhere
Yeah.
around while I was in fashion school, I just stopped because I'm like, there's no point.
Yeah.
So now the main reason why I cleaned the tattoo is this year I found him in bed with someone. So this was when he said he needed space for us to figure out if we were actually separated
Yeah.
or divorcing, or he just needed space to get his emotions together. Because he told me he doesn't feel loved, he doesn't feel appreciated, he doesn't feel respected anymore. And I was like, okay, your feelings and the things that are facts are not the same. Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like what you feel and what is actually true are two entirely different things. I mean, you don't feel loved, but I am here clicking for you in the middle of the night, even though I'm tired.
Yeah.
That is love to me.
That's love. Pure
Do you
love.
get it?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you feel like you want to go, the door is open.
Yeah.
And that morning when he was busy talking about it, I was like, Charlie, yeah, I'm tired. He's like, I'm gonna go kill myself. I'm like, I don't want to hear that in my ears. Don't tell me you're gonna go kill yourself.
Yeah.
You get it? And it's not something that he was actually going to do. This is something he had repeated during our time being
Yeah.
together. So I know that whenever he's not getting his way, that's something he would bring up. And I already knew that we were gonna go our separate ways somewhere this year.
Yeah.
So when he brought it up that he needs his space, he needs his time, all that stuff, and he was sick. So I had to take medications to him
Yeah.
in the other apartment where he was living. I'm like, even though we're separated, I can't be cruel to you if I can get access to medication for you. So I went to go get the medication. I got there and he met me on the staircase and he was trying to push me down the stairs, like, don't go up there, don't go up there. I'm like, I just got here. I'm tired. Can I at least sit down? And so I went to sit down. So when I went to sit down, then I heard somebody running around. So I went into the room. And the girl jumped from the bed, came to hide behind the door. She was naked. And I'm like, who are you? And she was just shaking. I'm like,
A Ghanaian girl.
I don't think she's Ghanaian. And she was like, I'm like, what are you doing here? She's like, he invited me. I'm like, do you know he's married? I still had my rings on and he had taken his own off.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I was like, what are you doing here? She's like, he invited me. I'm like, okay, you go sit down. And she went to sit down. Then I walked out. I'm like, so this is it. This is the thing you left to come and be with. This thing. And I'm saying this thing. I don't usually call women ugly because Charlie, we're all women, you know.
But you are better looking.
But do you know? Have you watched Shrek?
Yeah.
Have you seen the donkey in Shrek? Right. So I was like, Charlie, at this point, it's total disrespect. If it was somebody who was cute, maybe I'll join you and then we can forget about it. We can talk about it.
Like,
But-
let's break it up with threesomes.
So, but at this point, it was just total disrespect. So when I left there, I said some terrible things that morning.
Yeah.
And when I left and I was going back home, he's like, "You broke my heart."
He said that to you.
Yeah, he texted me on Snapchat. I have the messages. I have broken his heart and all of that. So I'm like, fast forward somewhere in May, I went, got a tattoo covered.
Man.
I'm
Wow.
like, "Ah."
So,
And he still not apologized for that.
Man.
so sad.
But this
So-
year, I think last month, I texted and I was like, we texted. And then I told him I'd forgiven him for everything that happened. I've moved on, Charlie.
That's so awesome.
I'm tired. And he apologized as well. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for everything I did." I'm like, yeah, half-assed apology, but all right.
I feel like you've grown out of this so much. And
I've
I'm
learned a
really,
lot.
really happy for you. So right now, like you just said, you've learned a lot. So would you think you would ever, in your next relationship, do a threesome?
Yes, of course. I mean, the
Wow.
other guy hasn't
Energy.
done anything to me, has he?
Energy.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything to me. My ex was the one who did that to me. So if my new person, we connect and we're on that stage where I feel like that's something we want to do, we're going to go and do it. I mean, we don't owe anybody anything. But there's so many things I will not tolerate anymore. There's so many things I won't
What
stand
else?
up for anymore.
What else won't you do again?
I am not tolerating cheating in any relationship whatsoever. I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care how it started. I'm just not tolerating that. And I think next time, if I date someone, I'm going to go for my type.
Thank you so much for like sharing this with us, because it takes a lot for someone to come on here to talk about something that is a big step.
You're indeed strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You're
I moved
really
on past
strong.
it. And the main reason why I'm sharing it is so that the people that looked up to me, the people that still look up to me, would learn from it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still going to get judged for it.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just like you can put the judgment aside
Yeah.
and learn from it.
Yeah.
My relationship was all over social media, and I was kissing online, getting my ass grabbed online. Like I was doing so much online.
Yeah.
So
You were in love.
right,
You can't blame
But at the
yourself
same
for that.
time, the people that looked at me, the people who thought that my marriage was perfect, who thought that it was something they needed to emulate,
Yeah.
they will get to listen to this bit. I didn't tell you guys every single detail.
Yeah.
But they get to listen to these bits, and not all that glitters is gold,
gold.
Charlie. In my next relationship, I'm not going to tolerate a lot of things. Violence, the emotional intelligence, all that stuff is something. That is if I enter into a relationship. But for now, we are minding our business and focusing on fashion.
Yeah.
Money.
So, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. It was amazing to talk to you.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Catch us on our next episode. Have a good day. Bye.